He is the most unconventional of the new generation. Not the chosen one bathed in starlight, not an explosive freak of talent, but someone who wields the weapons of the gods with masterful precision. On him you see not a trace of the restlessness of youth. He who carries thunder in his chest yet wears a calm face like a still lake. Such a person is fit to be a great general. It was only when his name began to be linked with most valuable player that we realized young Shai Gilgeous-Alexander might just be the next face of the NBA. But before he stepped onto that stage, Alexander was simply a grinder who broke through doubt one step at a time through sheer relentless effort. Born in Toronto, Shai did not have the textbook superstar childhood. The Gilgeous in his surname comes from his mother, and Alexander from his father. His mother was an Olympic track and field athlete, and his basketball-loving father often took him to sit in the front rows of the Raptors arena to watch Bosch and Calderon, before returning to the backyard to practice fundamentals day after day. At age 10, after moving to Hamilton, Shai joined a local club designed to develop student athletes. From that point on, he had already learned to overcome the boredom of training and outwork his peers, because he had set his goal early, the NBA. The philosophy his father instilled in him was simple. You won't always be the fastest, the tallest, or the strongest, but you must be the most tenacious. You must be the smartest. His father's teaching shaped Shai into someone who works hard, stays calm, and maintains a competitive edge at all times. When others dragged their exhausted bodies home after practice, Shai would still be pulling his coach aside to review film, absorbing basketball knowledge his peers found unbearably boring, like a sponge that never stops soaking. His drive to keep grinding also came from his cousin Nikhil Alexander Walker, whose mother and Shai's father are siblings. The two cousins competed over who got to the gym earliest and even came to blows on the court over a win. But their bond off the court was never affected. Despite grinding relentlessly since childhood, reality struck him with a rude awakening in high school. Trying out for the varsity team, he proved his father right. Not the fastest, tallest, or strongest. His unremarkable physical gifts cost him even a spot on the JV squad, leaving him on the third-string team. North America's brutal basketball competition made Shai realize his level wasn't as good as he had imagined, and that his effort still wasn't enough. Fortunately, being dropped to the third team didn't discourage him. To become the best, he would spare no cost. In his sophomore year after transferring schools, Shai began making a name for himself locally. But for someone whose goal was always the NBA, that wasn't nearly enough. So in his junior year, he transferred again, heading to the United States with his cousin to attend Hamilton Heights Christian Academy, where more NCAA Division I scouts could find him. But after arriving in America, Shai was mostly overlooked. His cousin Nikhil, by contrast, had already received scholarship offers from 2 Division I universities. Yet compared to being cut by the JV squad, receiving no attention meant nothing to Shai. His level-grinding journey had only just begun. In early 2016, Shai participated in the NBA and FIBA's Basketball Without Borders camp in Toronto, competing alongside names like Ayton, Thon Maker, and China's Fan Ziming. By this point, he was beginning to stand out among international players. Later that year at the U18 Americas Championship, Shai represented Canada and led the tournament in assists, averaging 5.4 per game, demonstrating more talent for organizing his team than for individual scoring compared to his cousin, the squad's leading scorer. His performances earned him a call up to Canada's senior national team, where GM Steve Nash noticed something in the not-yet 18-year-old. A composure and confidence that didn't belong to his age. Returning for his final high school year, having grown 10 centimeters, Shai posted 18.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, drawing interest from Kentucky, Kansas, and Texas. Recruited by legendary coach John Calipari, he chose Kentucky as the place best positioned to launch his NBA career. But gaining entry to a basketball blue blood didn't mean he'd be a priority. Ranked only 35th nationally by ESPN and rated a 4-star recruit, Shai barely registered among Kentucky's freshman class. To start the season, he found himself as backup to Quade Green. Yet he remained the hardest worker on the team. Every morning, Calipari would ask his staff who had put in the most gym time, taken the most shooting reps, watched the most film, and the answer was always Shai. Without elite athleticism, he studied his angles of attack, learning to use rhythm and timing to tear open defenses. He even cut off his braids to sharpen his focus on the game. Then in a game against fierce rival Louisville, Shai came off the bench and dropped a team-high 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in a complete, commanding performance. This coming-out game showed the coaching staff the fruits of his labor. After 15 games off the bench, Shai locked down the starting role and led Kentucky through the SEC tournament, defeating Tennessee 77-72 in the final, posting 21 points, 6.7 assists, and 1.7 steals per game, and earning SEC tournament MVP honors. Though they fell to Kansas State in the Sweet 16 of March Madness, Shai's path to the NBA was now unmistakably clear. His journey from bench warmer to team leader through nothing but hard work became one of the enduring stories of Kentucky basketball. At the 2018 NBA draft, Shai was selected 11th overall by Charlotte, then quickly traded to the Clippers, a move orchestrated by team consultant Jerry West, who believed Shai would one day become a remarkable NBA player. His starting point nearly mirrored that of his idol Kobe. And unlike Kobe's rocky rookie season, Shai needed only 9 games to earn Doc Rivers' trust and lock down a starting spot. Rivers felt his three-point shooting was lacking, but Shai had already grown into one of the league's best mid-range shooters, a skill that assistant coach Sam Cassell noted would never go out of style for a 6'5" guard. In any era, the Clippers still made the playoffs that year, and Shai closed out his rookie season with playoff averages of 13.7 points and 3.2 assists. Then in the summer of 2019, to engineer the Leonard-George partnership in Los Angeles, the Clippers packaged 9 assets to acquire Paul George from Oklahoma City. The young Shai was one of those assets, shipped off to Thunder Country. When the trade news broke as he watched the Summer League in Las Vegas, Chris Paul found him at the arena. "Young man, OKC is a great opportunity for you. You have your own team now. Go there and show everything you've got." 5 days later, Paul and Westbrook would swap places. But on the night of the trade, as Thunder GM Sam Presti was still processing sending away an 11-year franchise cornerstone, he heard the sound of a ball bouncing in the building. Looking through a window, he saw Shai on the court, dripping with sweat, having just arrived in Oklahoma City. Not yet even issued his Thunder gear. There was a touch of anxiety inside the second-year player joining a new team. He didn't know whether the Thunder would embrace him the way the Clippers had. And the media wanted to know whether this young man could fill the void left by the triple-double MVP's departure. Shai answered without a flinch, "I'm not Russell Westbrook. We're different in every way. I'm not worried about where I'm starting from, and I'm not chasing accolades. I'll work hard, stay low-key, and be the most authentic version of myself." What excited him most was that Chris Paul would be his teammate, and their relationship grew remarkably close. During the 2019-20 season, upon learning Paul was unable to spend the holidays with his family, Shai called up teammates and headed to Paul's place to share a meal and train together, accompanying the league veteran through the loneliness of being far from home. Eventually, they knew each other's families well. At the side of Paul, both mentor and friend, Shai grew at an accelerating pace. Most people first discovered Shai through his off-court fashion. Many hadn't even seen him play. Yet gradually, the hidden gym fashion icon became a gym rat legend. His off-season discipline gave the world a window into his relentless grind, though in truth, he had been doing this ever since he first picked up a basketball. He understood from a young age that the only reason to become better than others is to outwork them. Reality has rewarded that belief, step by step. His first block, his first player of the week, his first All-Star, his first All-NBA team. The young man wearing No. 2 for the Thunder has been moving toward center stage, one step at a time. Then this season, we witnessed a man on the very edge of most valuable player. His 31-point evolution sweeping through the league like thunderstorm after thunderstorm, leading this young team to become a genuine force in the Wild West. If you've watched Shai's entire journey, nothing he achieves will surprise you. Whatever the outcome, he always keeps his composure, a quiet smile, then back to the daily grind, laying down layer after layer, silently shattering every ceiling people once set for him. He never rushes toward results. He never grows complacent over honors already in hand. His hunger to learn, his focus on the game, his obsession with winning, all of it makes him the finest role model a young person of this era could hope for. Now, what reason do you have left not to love Shai?